What's going on? This video is sponsored by... I have nothing to sponsor this. What's going on? My name's Meraki, and on this channel I help you find your potential. This video in particular is going to be about the system and the 6 lies that they want you to believe in. But first, Live Meraki is a way of life, and what that truly means is it means that you will follow the path to your highest potential. Your highest potential is everything that you see in your mind that you know you can achieve, that you know that you can be. Recognizing that they are there for your vessel to complete in this lifetime. That is what those dreams and visions are all about. That is what I consider your highest potential. How you get there is through relationships, wealth, and health. That is it. When you can manage those 3 aspects of your life, you will no longer experience suffering without understanding one concept, which is why you are suffering. Because you are always going to suffer. But once you choose your suffering, you will flourish. You will become unstoppable in literally any human endeavor. So, what I say here, you have to wake up before it gets too late! Yes, you have to wake up before it gets too late. If my information and content is not resonating with you, I'm going to say that's probably too late, because this has kind of been on the forefront of the rise since the first wave of volunteers came. In came the second wave of volunteers, then the third. Now we're on 4th, 5th, probably 5th, I think, wave, which are, it's very esoteric, but the DNA of the children now that are being born is just completely different and changed. They are the future of what we leave them, so that's a whole nother story. Number one. The news. Every single thing that you think is the truth is a lie. But the news is fake. It's been fake. It'll continue to be fake. And most people think, well, I don't watch the news. I don't sit there and flip on news, you know. Well, let me tell you something. If you watch Netflix, you watch the news. If you watch TV at all, you watch the news. If you're on social media, you watch the news. News is everywhere around you. It is always being projected into your existence, constantly in your face, almost always. You're not even aware of it, but the news is there to hack your attention. It is literally there to hack your attention so that you can't focus on becoming your highest potential. It does not actually keep you informed. It doesn't help you remain informed. Someone asked me one time, well, if you don't watch the news, how do you know what's going on in the world? Everything's happening all the time, always will, always is. Everything that has been, is, and will be is already, because it's only right now. So it already is. And it's unfortunate to say, but the truth is, think of the evilest of evil things that's happening, and everything from that and everything in between, it's happening. So you don't need the news to tell you that it's happening. You don't need the news to tell you kids are starving in Africa and that they're pooping in the ground and they don't have nets and geckos are sleeping on them at night. You don't need the news to tell you that. And the news never would tell you that, because that's the wrong attention they want to give. Because as a human, you would feel for them and you would want to connect and you would want to help. The news is meant to keep us divided even more. If you haven't figured that out yet up to this point in life, I'm sorry, but you might as well just get off this video, because none of this is going to make any sense to you. Go ahead. First, leave me something in the comments. Let me know why this video is so weird and esoteric and why you don't understand the information. So that way I can try to help direct it towards that. These concepts are not only to help people understand who are kind of on this journey, but it is also to plant some seeds. So truly, if you want to bear with me, if you're kind of interested in what I've got going on, if any of this has brought some attention to you, no, I promise I'm not the news. This is good attention. If I can get your attention, it's for a good reason. It is to help you find your potential. It is to help you achieve all that you can in this lifetime and assist all of the light workers who are also doing the same thing. They want you to be distracted, believe in their lies, stay under their control. And so what you need to understand is that you really need to start practicing mindfulness. And the reason I say that is because you need to start observing with your mind and not your eyes. Close your eyes. Feel the feeling, because the answers will come if you ask the questions. It's how God works. It's how this whole thing works. So number 1, the news. Number 2, I wrote down failure. They want you to essentially be afraid of failure. The system wants you to be afraid of failure. And you don't understand that failure is actually how you grow. You're only going to be able to grow if you're willing to fail. Because failure isn't actually a failure. It's either a lesson or a blessing. You have no idea. What sometimes may seem like a failure is just the universe protecting you from something that's not in alignment. You're going to tell the universe the things that you want and pray for, and you're going to continue to envision them. And through that, the universe is going to continue to give you opportunities to fail, to grow you into the character that you need to become. You know, a lot of times in video games, you don't just die once and then the game's over. You fail multiple times, and through those failures, you continue to grow. You continue to upgrade. Let's say you're on a quest and you're like, the quest is too hard and you can't win, you can't beat the quest. You know that you gotta upgrade your character. You know that you have to, that those failures are what taught you that you're not ready for that quest yet. And so you got work to do. And you're gonna keep failing, and you're gonna keep failing, and you're gonna keep failing, but failure is not to be feared. They want you to believe that you were supposed to fear failure, when failure is the only way you get back to yourself. It's the only way you get to come back to who you are truly. So do not fear failure. Embrace failure. You were not born perfect. Nobody was. You're born to be who you are, and it is what it is. So embrace it. That is truth. Do not fear failure. Embrace it. That is number 2. Dos. Number 3. Working hard. There's a book I'd like to refer to you. If you read this book, I want to know what your thoughts are in it. It is called U Squared. I'm not getting any money. I'm not acquainted with them. I'm not an ambassador for this book. I just truly believe in this book. This book is a small book, very small, but it is powerful. It is extremely powerful. It is called U Squared, and I advise you read it. In fact, if you do read it, let me know in the comments. Come back to this video and let me know in the comments truly how it made you feel. There's a scenario in the book that I'll explain to you and run through, and I think this will help you understand it better. It's a fly who's at a window, and he's just flapping his wings so hard. And he's trying to go through the window, go, and he's working hard. He works himself to death. When, if he would have just stopped a second, he could have turned around and seen that the door behind him to get out of this room to safety, to the outdoors, was right behind him. And it wouldn't have been so much resistance. When you're constantly working harder and you're only getting just a modicum of success, you're doing too much of the wrong things. They want you to believe that you need to work hard. Look at someone like Kevin Hart. His whole motto is get hard, work hard. No, I think Get Hard is actually a movie, but his whole thing is about hard work. Now, I'm not saying hard work isn't meant to be done, but it's hard work of the right shit. It's not to, like, hard work doesn't mean to do a ton of shit to be a hard worker that is not even alignment. You're gonna have to do things when you don't wanna do things, and that is considered hard work. But it's not something that is constantly failing. And it's not something that has a bunch of resistance. Your nervous system should feel good when you're doing this shit. And if it's resistance, it's the universe trying to say, well, that's not what you're asking me for, but you keep really working really hard at this, and you start to confuse the universe, and shit gets all messed up. The energy just gets all jumbled, and you don't know what you're doing. You lose yourself in that. But they tell you that if you want to be successful, you need to work so hard. No, that's a slave mindset. It is a slave mindset. I co-own a business, and I've got business partners, and I've got teams, and I've got things that I'm doing in this life. And I don't work hard. I don't consider the fact, I do a lot of things. I am very busy. It's not the idea of what working hard is by the system's creation. And so that is what they want you to fear. As numero 3. Oh boy. Number 4. The line of the century. What they truly want you to believe about money is one thing. That money is the root of all evil. And it's not, actually. Money is a very beautiful tool. It is a tangible medium of our society. That medium of exchange is what everybody is chasing after. When we don't actually want to stop and realize what we have to offer humanity through our authentic selves and trade. And if you know anything about anything and you can recognize how, why would a system not want you to trade your skill sets and your values as assets? Why is it only money that is a medium of exchange? It's because it was created for you to fiend after. It was created for you to not understand. That's why you don't get taught finance in school. That's why you don't get taught these things. There's a reason for that. Most people have zero idea about how to manage money, people, their own weight. People don't know how to manage because you're not taught how to do that. You're taught to become a part of the system so that the system has workers. So before money, men, we were tied to gold. We were tied to gold. But what happened is that essentially people were bartering and trying to barter and trade. Well, gold came because the barter system fell. The barter system was the trade system, but it was the system in itself that started to create this when they introduced gold and made gold a medium of trade. Then everybody wanted gold, but there was no banks, there was no protection of this gold, so people kept being thieved. People kept having thieves basically take their gold. And through that, what happened was they created the bank, not the Federal Reserve. They created a bank, right? Which essentially was which is the Federal Reserve. And that bank, essentially, they put this gold in, but then what they started to do was they started to loan out gold so that people could trade more out here and become essentially consumer drones, as we are today, many of us. We just consume. And so what they started to do was make money for themselves that they withdrew from the bank on the money that they would allow you to store in the banks, like the gold that they would allow you to store in these banks so that no one could steal it. But then when people started wanting their gold back, all that gold that was actually in there was no longer because of the gold that they were actually taking for themselves. So they created this monetary system for all the wrong reasons, when many of us have genuine, true skills and abilities to offer people. As long as you're willing to understand that money helps you create assets, and assets are what help you create your freedom, then you'll start to understand money. The higher you raise up in life, the farther you go. Your life essentially becomes free. You're not spending money the way that the system wants you to believe money is meant to be used. It's just not the truth. It doesn't work that way. Money is a beautiful tool to be used. It is not to be feared. It is not the root of all evil. If you believe it is the root of all evil, it is simply just because you do not understand money. Money is tied to nothing. Money is basically freaking worthless. It is truly worthless. What you need to learn how to do is make money without having any money. That's what you need to do. You need to learn how to make money with no money. You also need to learn how to make money work for you. Money works for you. Remember that whole money creates assets, assets creates freedom kind of thing? That whole little tier system? Your assets are things that should be working for you to make the money. You shouldn't be using the money to make the money. If you're unwilling to do that, if you're unwilling to understand that, you're going to work for money for the rest of your life. Let's just leave it at that. Cuatro, number 4, the thing they want you to fear the most, I would say, out of this entire list, is money. They do not want you to understand money. But if you want to understand money and finance, let me know in the comments and I will share more on money and finance. I will help people reach their highest potential. As long as you people tell me what you want to know and what you are curious to learn, I will shoot you my opinions and ideologies. I will give you the knowledge that I have, that I know, that has worked in my own experience. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. It's the only way that I can actually make content that individuals want. If you're vibing with this video, I appreciate you being here. I promise you we've got 2 more before I end it. Thank you so much for being here. Moving on to number 5. Number 5. I kind of mentioned this in the last one a little bit with the whole consumer drone things. I would have my producer try to make a little drone go past the screen. Wow, he's good. He's freaking good. So they want us to become consumer drones. You don't believe me? Look at how many releases they have on different phones. If people understood that there were only 2 people who owned the entire world, and that every time the other one makes money, the other one makes money because they own the exact same amount of shares of each other. Every time you open your iPhone, every time I upload a video, every time anything happens at all, ever in this system where an exchange is made of that thing we call money, they are getting richer. Ask yourself truly, how much do you consume? How much, if you look around your environment, how much do you have that is just pointless nothingness? What if you die tomorrow? What's going to happen to all that stuff? And I'm not saying you shouldn't be making your environment comfortable, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't buy little things or have little things that are sentimental. Me, in my own opinion, My partner, she had her father make me, he's an artist, a very well-known artist, Bob Beck, shout out Bob Beck, phenomenal phenomenal artist anyways. You need to check him out. And he's phenomenal at framing artwork too. He just knows what fits. And so he framed my logo. It's my logo. This logo, that's my logo. I saw her potential as the artist that she was. And I immediately said, hey, this is like, I have this vision, I need you to draw it out on paper. And I need you to draw this. And she actually drew it. And this is what it looks like. That's the frame and that's the photo. And she had that frame for me. And the reason I'm even telling you this whole story is because that is essentially consumerism. That is essentially being a consumer. But the intention, the reason behind it, I know why. Most people are just buying things and spending their money and consuming things because everybody else is. I can't believe that anyone is willing to spend $3,500 on an Apple Vision Pro when they don't truly understand that all it's doing is slowly desensitizing you to disconnect from this reality so that you can continue to be a slave, or so that eventually they just kill you off without you even knowing. Wake up. We're losing ourselves to technology and consumerism. We are losing ourselves. We are losing our human connection. And that is what they wanted to create. They just want you to consume because they create the problems and sell you the solutions. I will say that again. They create the problems and sell you the solutions. And if you know anything about business, if you're not solving a problem for people, nobody's gonna buy. Nobody's gonna want your product because you're not solving a problem for them. That's what the dating apps are all about. That's what all of everything. It's so much that our minds don't even know what to even do. We're frying ourselves in real time with this consumerism bullshit. And it needs to stop. There are a lot of people that believe that their solace, their bliss, their peace lies in materialistic things. And it doesn't. It does not. It's never going to bring you any kind of grace. I promise you that. It is not going to come with you when you die. And when you die, you're going to have a life review. And the only thing that's going to matter is how you made people feel. Because you are going to have to feel that. You're going to have to review that, and you're going to have to see that. And if you treated people horribly your entire life until the day you died, that life review is going to be very painful. And some might associate that with actual hell. The true fulfillment that we want, that we're looking for, that lies in what I'm trying to teach through Living Meraki, which is your highest potential. It is the personal spiritual growth, the all-knowing allowed into your life to help guide, and to have good relationships that allow you to grow, that allow you to achieve. That's fulfillment. That's what this life is all about. There's these things called blue zones of individuals who live to be centenarians, which is 100 years plus old. And the number one thing they have in common, it's not their diet, it's not any of that stuff. The number one thing they have in common is their unity, their closeness and relationships. That is what allows them to want to live on this earth. That is fulfillment. How we treat each other is how we change the world. They don't want you to believe in that. They want you to believe that you need to hate the black guy or the Asian guy or the white guy or whatever it is, but you don't. We're all breathing the same air. We're all connected. We're all doing the same things. We're all trying to find ourselves. We actually want to help each other. We actually want to do good. We actually want to do better. And anyone who says they don't, they're just a part of the system, or they're an NPC. They're not even real. They're just something the system created to distract you once again. Now, I know that sounds kind of esoteric, but that is the truth. Numero 5, number 5, is consumerism, and how they've created a society to think that you need to continue to consume content, consume filth, consume porn, consume whatever. Through the consumption of all of these things, you will find that happiness you're looking for, yet you're still searching, and you're never going to find it. Happiness is in here. Happiness is who you become. Happiness isn't real. You can't premise your decisions in life based on if you're happy or not. You are responsible, and the only one responsible for that happiness. Consumerism is depleting your happiness. It is not allowing you to find that happiness, I can assure you. So number 5 is consumerism. Guys, if you're still with me, I appreciate you so much. Thank you truly for being here. Subscribe, share this information, and if any of you want, I give you permission to wholeheartedly chop these videos up, share it on your own platforms. And the reason I say that is help get the good information out. Help find your potential by helping others find theirs. Because a true healer, genuinely, wholeheartedly, does not heal anyone. All they do is show people their own power. That is a true healer. So if you found anything of value, you don't even need to comment and do all the things, subscribe and like what everyone says, because it helps the algorithm and it does these things. Truly, share things that resonate with you, because if it resonated with you, it's gonna resonate with others, because we all feel, we all have that feeling. And that's why you can see a post that has millions of likes and millions of things. The sad part about this though is that a lot of those millions of likes and things are on just shit content that it blows my mind. It's nothingness. It's literally just to keep you distracted. And there's a lot of people distracted. It's why 29 people, even 29, even 30, even 100 people can like my content. And I don't care, because that's 30 people who get it. That's 30 people in my book that are in alignment with the understanding of the system and everything we live in. That's 30 people who are shining their fucking light. And that's all I care about. So for you, I would like you to genuinely chop these videos up and share it on your own platform. My name is Meraki. You don't have to give me credit. I don't give a shit about that stuff. What is important to me is that this information gets out. That's it. If you want to copy verbatim what I've said and say it yourself and post it as your own, I don't care. It is not even it's not even my wisdom. This is coming from somewhere outside of this reality. The quantum field is what many may call it, or God. It depends on where you are in your journey. I would say it's God allowing me to channel into this all-knowing. This information isn't found in your books. I can promise you that. With that being said, number 6, the system wants you to believe and fear these lies. This is number 6. How do you say 6 in Spanish? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. They want you to believe that change is impossible. They want you to believe that life is the way that it is and that you can't change. And you know how they do that? They structure you in a system. If you understand anything about change, you will understand this. You will understand that change happens instantaneously. It is the moment that you decide to choose a new answer, a new decision, a new way of being. But they keep you locked in this reality where you have to wake up, most of us, Monday through Friday, go to work. You go to work the same way, you brush your teeth the same way, you have your coffee the same way, you do all the things the same. You consume the same content, you consume the same things, your life doesn't look any different. You can place your yesterday on today and your today on tomorrow, because they have created this facade for you to believe that change is impossible. Change is possible. In fact, change is the only relevant, reoccurring thing ever. It's always happening all the time. Understand that your skin cells are dying, your body is changing, your clothes are changing, the air pressure around you is changing, everything is changing. That in itself is proof that change is possible. You can change your room and how it looks, you can change your car, you can change your job, you can change anything in your life. But they want you to think that change is not possible. Change is the only thing that is possible. And as long as you don't change anything in your life, as long as you continue to do the same things and associate yourself to everything that is known in your life, you will believe change is impossible. Change starts with your decision to agree to change. And then it can start. Start tomorrow. If you really want to change, start tomorrow. Here's what you should do. I'm going to give you an example of your way of life tomorrow. What you should do is you should write these down. Tomorrow, brush your teeth in the morning with the opposite hand. And some of you may be like, well, I don't brush my teeth. Ew! Dude! What the fuck? That's fucking nasty. So let's start getting you to brush your teeth tomorrow, because the highest potential version of you takes care of this vessel as it is the only thing that exists. It is all that is, because it is. Without this vessel, you get none of this out here. So if you aren't brushing your teeth, that's nasty, and you need to get your damn teeth brushed. In fact, when you're done watching this video, that's the first thing you should do is go brush them teeth. Brush your teeth with a different hand tomorrow. Then, take a new route to work. Even if it means you need to leave 15, 20 minutes sooner, take a new route to work. Then, don't associate yourself with everything known in your life. Don't say hi to the same person. Do something different. Start making different decisions as the day goes on. Be aware of the decisions that you're making. Now, I said make a list. I think I told you 2 things. Continue with that list. Imagine your day. Write it out. You know what your day is going to be like. You live it every single day. You can sit here, close your eyes, and you can imagine. You're like, oh, yep, I'm going to go see Karen. Yep, I'm gonna say, "Oh, good morning, Karen," as I work in. No, what about tomorrow? I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna clap my hands. I'm gonna go, "Karen, it's a good day. It's a good day." Maybe that's weird to some people. Maybe I would never do that. That's so embarrassing. Fine. Maybe say, "Karen, I just want you to know I appreciate you being alive. You make a difference in my life." Maybe you don't like Karen. Most people tend to associate Karens with a negative thing, but there's Karens that are amazing in this world. Okay, I can promise you that. But anyways, maybe you see that person and they make you angry right away. Maybe Karen pisses you off, and the moment you see her, your energy just drops. What you should do then is make a different choice. Maybe if you don't say good morning, Karen, maybe you should. Maybe if you walk up huffy past her, maybe you need to realize that you're the one creating Karen in your life. And once you start choosing things differently, you're gonna recognize changes rapidly, because once change starts to occur, once you make the decision, and once you do something new must happen. It is the way of the universe. It is the way it works. Once you do something new. So if you do an entire day, if you truly take the time to write a list down and you do something different at every stage of your day tomorrow, holy shit, something's gonna happen. Don't know what, something new is gonna happen. But here's the catch. It's not just about doing something different for the change. It is about having an idea and understanding who you want to be, and then making the changes in alignment with the person you want to be. Otherwise, you're just out here making changes and doing all kinds of weird shit, and the universe is gonna be like, what the fuck do you want? I don't even know what you're just making all these weird changes. Who are you trying to be? In this moment, you're trying to be this character. In this moment, you're trying to be this character. Which one are you trying to be? Figure it out. Who do you want to be? And then start thinking, feeling, and acting as that character. That is how you truly are gonna know who you're about to become. And the changes in your reality are gonna start reflecting those decisions that are in alignment. Because who you are right now, nothing can change. Because everything you have, from your bank account to your home, to your relationships, to everything, your health, it is because of who you are. So if you want to become someone else, you need to take aligned action in the ways that you think, feel, and act to become. Once you become, your personality will change. Your personality is intimately connected with your personal reality. The outside changes when the inside changes. That is fundamental truth. It is the way it works. Don't believe me? Think about who you want to be. The things that I asked you to write down, write them down. Or write them in the comments and come back to this video tomorrow. And as you check things off, write what new things you did. The system wants you to believe that change is impossible and that life is just the way that it is. Sorry, you're just gonna go to work and you're gonna die. And they try to keep you locked in that system by the healthcare, by all the things, because you're terrified of losing your job. You're terrified that what would I do tomorrow? How would I feed my family? How would I do these things? They're keeping you trapped. Yet you don't even realize how much shit you're actually consuming from this system. Number 6 is that they don't want you to think change is possible. Change is possible. And again, if you got anything from this video, I urge you to truly splice it up. If you want, I can tell you there's a website called Opus AI that you can put a long form video in just by copying the link, and it'll chop it all up for you. Chop it up and share the things that you want other people to know if you believe that it's relevant and that there is value behind it. Otherwise, subscribe if you want more information like this, and let me know what kind of information you want. If you have any questions from this video, I will do my best to answer those questions or make a new video on that question if I believe enough people want it. And as always, my name is Meraki. I wholeheartedly appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for your time and trust. Peace, love, and live Meraki.